issue them, kintinap na we aid, even for clear them, kintikanga.
In Sierra Leone, a new drug is turning young people into zombies.
So it's important for work down the issue today, for let the public understand.
Now that's make we bring come to you the Today Show. We get segments where they range from interviews on the big issues.
Sierra Leone authorities said Monday that 20 people were killed and nearly 2,000 prisoners escaped during Sunday's attack on the capital.
To sport.
What a fairy tale story here. There they are, the champions of Africa.
And entertainment and simple tourism with plenty other issues them.
Get ready for the roller coaster ride. So we day-to-day story them as we dive deep into the heart of the matter.
Every weekday on Slick Television, channel 37 from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Tune in and stay informed like never before.
The Today Show, only on Slick Television. There have been so much changes within the energy sector, like in other areas of governance and economic development, because electricity, light, now an economic development and economic governance area where for help businesses as well as just basic human existence. Because these days we don't become so adaptive to light that without light, well, particularly with the climate change now, the place hot, you hardly go for sleep at ease if light's not there. So with the unbundling and the changes at the top, is it a solution for the electricity problem we already don't face, particularly in Africa, but across the country? Is that the case? Anyways, it's a question like many other questions we will come answer shortly in this show today. And I want to say welcome to this Tuesday edition of the Today Show, the 27th day in May 2025. Me, na Patrick Salia. We will talk to Austin Luseni, who is the communications specialist for Ministry of Energy, the supervising ministry for EDSA, EGTC, and all the other compartments or components of the energy sector. And we will talk to a civil society person also on accountability in terms of what changes the service delivery on the other hand. First, though, a motivational message for you in this show today. Here it says that consistent electricity isn't just power, it's the heartbeat of progress. With stable energy, Sierra Leone can light up homes, fuel businesses, and electrify dreams for a brighter tomorrow. But how possible can that be? How possible could that be? With the numerous and persistent roller coaster of light in, light out. Some communities, in fact, going without electricity for days, weeks, months. However, though, some communities are being lit up. Some communities, for the very first time in decades, don't get light. Could it be the expansion that caused this problem? Or it is management issue? Let's get into the conversation after this break.
Yeah! Make some noise for Caliban in the building! Let's get it!
Watch out!
Yeah!
Cali!
Yeah! Cali!
Where did this, where did that, where did
that?
I can skull get son
like a Paulo!
I send sense kill beats, let them die.
Say what?
Let them wear children, let them die.
Say what?
Miss Wagner like good to a big.
Ah!
No feel, no goal, but I kick game.
Hit it!
Any same way a ball, but a big game.
What?
Not a complex man for a big game.
Alright!
I learn then I go to that.
Why?
Go back to school when I take.
Make some noise!
For the beats like a man.
Say what?
Call me Machiavelli, I'm a ad. This one now the city you na babe.
Yeah!
You have fun over me in a bottle. Sammy team no get laugh, we don't take shit. Any same way a battle like go take.
It's Cali!
Game ball hard na the next.
Say what?
This nigga come get me the game. Get me the game.
Say what?
Ask Cali only mic them go.
What?
Them a boy have fake currency.
Say what?
I only order one man can.
What team?
I subscribe na 8 man can.
Say what?
Them a be twice.
Man can shine!
Man go heaven.
Man can head!
You feeling my man can.
Say what?
Papa God forgive me at the moment. Man them. This na boys. Usaiman and they put all thing at table from Pantap to Godo. Inside boys, we know they hide behind with shadow at all. We real and this them now all but we.
Every woman first, let me start that, always they look for a successful man. So likewise, majority of the men also they look for successful woman.
We can't talk about we hustle and we the fair money.
When you like somebody, you first of all get for take care of whatever you like. Make them a priority.
We relationship and waiting people they expect from we man them.
You know, women are more emotional than men. If you start them, where you enjoy them, you go they come.
This not a side where we just they can't talk. This na brotherhood. Na side for let you see and feel waiting they really mean for B-boy picky.
Sex is intimacy.
This na boys. So come na the bar, grab a chair, buy a drink, let we talk, chill and vibe. Cause this na boys who side with they shake the table.
Are you a lady going through issues in a relationship? You dey chop breakfast, you dey see pepper, my sister, you don't know who to talk to. Well,
All right, so here is Austin Luseni. Good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the Today Show.
Thank you very much
for joining us
in
this conversation today. But let's just take you through a quick journey into this energy sector. And here with us, it was last week when I put out, and this was signed by you, Austin.
Correct.
This was signed by you.
I did, sure.
Okay. So when I say when I don't pull these heads of EDSA,
Correct.
Joel Lahai,
Dr. Joel Lahai Somano,
and Engineer James Rogers. So these people have been at the top. At the helm of affairs
the
at
DGs
EDSA.
of EDSA, correct.
EDSA. And then when I unbundle further, the commercial manager,
of course, yes.
commercial manager of EDSA.
well, yes.
When I also remove
Head of Revenue
Collection, the head of technical commercial operations, the marketing manager.
Correct.
So name but a few other people. So this is what this is now waiting at the
And the reforms and other reforms.
Establishing of a centralized revenue collection account, increase private sector participation in electricity distribution, deployment of prepaid and blah, 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 comprehensive overhaul of EDSA, ICT infrastructure, targeted staff training and capacity building, direct oversight of EDSA, and all the rest. But here has a few other catch where it happened over the period. EDSA been put out this notice, and this is not the first time EDSA don't put out such a notice. This is dated 10th May.
That's Bumbuna.
Yes, Bumbuna shutting down for 10 days.
Correct.
And they are shutting down for 10 days for maintenance reasons. Bumbuna, we were told, generates about 50 megahertz, correct?
At the highest peak.
At the highest peak, during the rains, at the highest peak of the rains. But even at the highest peak during the rains, supplies currently, about 2 megahertz they supply to Freetown, the western area. The rest, they go to Makeni, Bumbuna Tong, and Mabroka, and nearby other villages, Susai Bumbuna, they operate nearby. So we'll can discuss that shortly. And then EDSA, don't they put out, as a result of the up and down with the transmission line over the period, don't they put out these
that's kind of load shedding.
Load shedding.
Correct.
They say this now, but this is not working also.
You think so?
A number of communities, almost every community they complain, said this schedule not a work. We can talk about it again shortly.
Sure.
Because if you check frequent stripping in Upper Circular Road.
I will dive into that, don't worry about that.
Yes.
We'll keep about actually.
And when you go further, EDSA continue for that's load shedding, we will talk about, and then put out them schedule. The schedule, we then say communities, and say from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., that's 6 in the evening to 6 in the morning. These communities, for example, they get light or during a certain period. So then put out a list of other communities where also, as per the time when they forget light and when they don't forget light, which many people will continue complain about. But quite recently, in April, just last month, something dramatic happened.
Which
so
is?
the National Revenue Authority is charged with collecting tax on behalf of the country for spend on the national budget. And then EDSA, now then supposed to distribute light. But this is what happened. NRA sealed the office, the premises of EDSA.
Correct.
The headquarters of EDSA, outside in the run their administration, not the operations though.
You're right.
The administration, just last month. So this was the closing or sealing of EDSA administrative office on Siaka Stephen Street, Percival Street Junction.
Correct.
And interestingly, EDSA retaliated, replied with this TikTok post. We are glad that NRA started first. They have the effrontery to close our office. Interesting. This is even humorous.
Okay.
They have the effrontery to close our office. The battle line has been drawn. Let the dance begin.
So did you,
we don't have a music. We don't have a song here to start the dance.
I understand, you're right. But let me go straight to this one. I'm going to poke into all issues that you've raised. Yeah? We'll talk about all.
But we have to clarify this one.
Comprehensively. Yeah, you're talking of a TikTok page. You try to verify that page if you're authentic. Did you verify that page?
Oh, this is not EDSA's official.
I'm asking you, you verify that page if you're authentic or not?
We did go through a number of posts from EDSA.
You found out, say, on the TikTok, you have a lot of build-up stories. Yeah?
Oh, so this could not be true.
I'm just saying, did you verify that page?
Yes,
Is it actually authentic?
We did.
Okay, let's have the show. It's okay.
Okay. So, let me go through a comprehensive report published by the Ministry of Finance on some losses, profits, and then a whole lot of other things where EDSA don't endure. So see this chart, for example, and say EDSA monthly operating performance, 2019-2024. That's as at 5 years ago, thereabout. So you see 2019.
I'm seeing the draft.
Yes, you see this, and see this, the performance level. So then go up to 60%. If you see the one in red is just basically the megawatts, energy sold, the energy they sell there in blue. So if you see the energy they sell more or less, they are 30%. So the energy within the loss, you see the highest peak 60%. The one within the sell,
we'll come into that.
It is at around 30%. This is how terrible some people don't see this. And then technical and commercial losses, see it in the broken lines.
We'll go into that.
See the technical losses, technical and commercial losses. It also they close to 60%.
Yeah.
Close to 60%. And going further, added to the report where Ministry of Finance put out. That was about last year. They say government of Sierra Leone annual energy industry subsidies. So this is how government don't subsidize the operations of EDSA.
I agree.
And see in 2023 the subvention or subsidies increased.
Was on the high?
Yes, on the high side.
On the high side, yeah, correct.
Radically and exponentially increased. You see, in October 2023.
Yeah, sure.
But in 2024, quarter one, it dropped.
Yes.
It dropped. However, perhaps this could be as a result of, well, come on, you know, they make money. Why will continue for the Guna money? So probably this could be one of the reasons.
We'll
get into that.
Actually,
and then EDSA subsidy in million 2018 to 2024. See, again in 2023,
CLS is there.
CLS, you get CLS Gina, and then in green.
Yeah, that's Ivory Coast.
Yes.
I know.
And then in blue, you get Agrico.
Correct.
Well, we don't know much about Agrico and all of these entities. We'll get into all of this. What most Sierra Leoneans know about is Nakapa ship.
Yeah, it's not the main anchor, not the capital.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Sunbird in McKinney and all that. We'll get into that also. So there is a whole lot that Ministry of Finance published in all of this. But all of these graphs, all of these data, all of these records by the Ministry of Finance indicating why something they with a loss or the things where the cause we for loss and how we help for solve this, all is indicated in a comprehensive report where I'm sure the authorities at EDSA have seen, not even might have seen.
Correct, I agree.
Moving forward, IGR, the Institute for Governance Reforms, an NGO, been put out some analysis around the profit and loss margin of EDSA as at last year or as at the last 10 or so years in what they do as analysis in terms of governance, expenditure, and so much more. We'll get a few second snippets from that video from the Institute for Governance Reforms. So we'll be right back to continue this conversation.
By 2018, the previous government had spent over $500 million on electricity and still left Sierra Leone in darkness.
For the past 5 years, President Biya has spent additional millions of United States dollars for the provision of electricity to the car power ship. This brings the total amount spent for the provision of electricity for the past 15 years to 985 million United States dollars. This amount is enough for the country to have its own car power ship through special financing arrangements. But EDSA under APC and SLPP, up to now, we have still not yet assured of lights.
Yeah! Make some noise for Caliban in the building! Let's get it!
Watch out!
Yeah!
Cali!
Yeah! Cali!
Where did this, where did that, where did
that?
I can golf get son
like a Paulo!
I send sense kill beats, let them die.
Say what?
Let them wear children, let them die.
Say what?
Me swag not like foot on a big.
Ah!
No feel, no goal, but I kick game.
Hit it!
Any same way I ball, but a big game.
What?
Not a complex man for a big game.
Alright!
I learn, then I go to that.
Why?
Go back to school when I take.
Make some noise!
On the beats like a man.
Say what?
Call me Machiavelli, I'm a ad. You swag not the city, you na babe.
Yeah!
You have no more me in a bottle. Sammy team no get laugh, we don't take shit. Any same way I battle, I go take.
It's Cali!
Game ball, add na the name.
Say what?
This nigga come get me the game. Get me the game.
Say what?
Ask Cali only mic them go.
What?
Them boy have fake currency.
Say what?
I only order one man can't.
What's it?
I subscribe on 8 man can't.
Say what?
Them boy be twice.
Man can shine.
Man go heaven.
Man can hurt.
You feeling my man can't.
Say what?
Papa God forgive me at the moment.
Hey, I don't want to let you play connecting to the man.
Man them. This na boys. Usai man and they put all thing at table from Pantap to go down. Inside boys, we know they hide behind the shadow at all. We real and this them now all but we.
Every woman first, let me start that, always they look for a successful man. So likewise, majority of the men also they look for a successful woman.
We they can't talk about we hustle and we they fair money.
When you like somebody, you first of all get for take care of whatever you like. Make them a priority.
We relationship and waiting people they expect from we man them.
You know, women are more emotional than men. If you start them, where you enjoy them, you go they come.
This not a side where we just they can't talk. This na brotherhood. Na side for let you see and feel waiting they really mean for me boy pikin.
Sex is intimacy.
This na boys. So come na the bar, grab a chair, buy a drink, let we talk, chill and vibe. Cause this na boys. We side with a shake the table.
Alright, so welcome back. This is today's show. Remember, you get the option for follow me on channel 37 on the Facebook page, Slick TV, website slicktv.com or YouTube. You also get the opportunity for follow some of the snippets on TikTok and other social handles. I get Austin Luseni, when the communications specialist for Ministry of Energy, World Bank. And then they supervise EDSA, EGTC. EDSA na Electricity Distribution and Supply Authority. EGTC na electricity generation, and then they generate the electricity. Electricity Generation and Transmission Company. Now then they generate the electricity, sell them to EDSA, and EDSA now sell them to me and you too. So then they become some more than 5, 7, or about 10 years ago, we then change from NPA, National Power Authority, for make a company with able for generate money on your own and able for supporting itself. But rather, the problem continues. And just last week, this press release from Ministry of Energy, signed by Austin Luseni, who is here with us, unbundle EDSA, the top management, and say, if you cut the aid, then there's a problem. Cut the aid, and get the eye, and get all the other features way for make life go on with you. So when you cut the aid, what do you expect? or when you change the aid, maybe you expect a better head. Is that going to be the case? Or is that the case now? Are you getting the light? Austin Luseni. So firstly, explain to we the rationale and the reason behind unbundling these people, these heads.
Thank you very much, Patrick, and thank you, Slick TV. And first and foremost, 2024, the former Minister of Finance, Alhaji Kanja Sise, he resigned. That was in April. Yeah? Where he resigned, we see say the president appointed 2 ministers in that ministry. He appointed the deputy minister of one, in the person of Dr. Edward Taylor. Then he also appoints Engineer Nuni as deputy minister too. They take over the leadership of the ministry as Minister of Energy, the president. Fast forward, yeah? Then thereafter, he appoints Dr. Kane Yomkela as sector lead at the ministry. It implies the DM2, Deputy Minister 2, and the Deputy Minister 1 for report to the sector lead, Dr. Kane Yomkela. By and large, it's like he played the role of a minister. Yeah. Then, moving forward, you see along the line, the president also gets rid of Dr. Edward Taylor. He comes with Engineer Nuni as Deputy Minister of Energy 1. He counts an engineer, a trades engineer in the person of Dr. Rahim Jallo, and make a Deputy Minister 2. Yeah? They give the full role to Dr. Kane Yomkela, the sector lead. They say, we not to go to report to Dr. Kane Yomkela. That was like 8 months back. Yeah. They were to see where Dr. Kane Yomkela came in the ministry. They say there's a lot of challenges. They always want to give kudos to the former Minister of Energy, the former administration, say they did well. Yeah. They say, they can't roll out waiting the former minister do. They had a new initiative in terms of reforms and all. We see that they happen at the ministry. You find out, say, a few months down the line, he also gets rid of the CFO, Naetsa, the Chief Finance Officer, a few months down the line, like 3 months ago. They're also the procurement officer as well. He gets rid of her. So this not come as a surprise. We don't see, say, they get rid of the DG of ETSA, then the deputy of ETSA. In the interim, it's the chief operating officer, who is a Nigerian, a trained electrical engineer, 20 years worth of experience. They say, okay, you be the interim director of ETSA. In a sense, you be the head of management at ETSA. We don't see that young man there now. He's now there as the interim leader. Say all management for the report to the interim management of ETSA, which is in the person of the Nigeria Guard Table. He's a World Bank recruit, just like me. He went through the processes, procurement and all. They get a job of the chief operating officer. Yeah, it was an international competitive bidding. They sent that thing out. They applied. Ghanaians, Nigerians, Gambians will apply and forget the job.
So quick, in that quick.
I just want to take you through exactly. Okay. We're talking of reforms. I know just say why the policeman. No. Let's say the reason, rationale behind that. Okay. It's reforms. Yes. So then say, Bakutin get for happen, health get for rule. Now that they happen at the ministry. So they call this Nigerian man. Okay, you're not the chief operating officer. So you take over until the president appoints a new DG and deputy DG. Mind you, His Excellency President Biyo, now the Minister of Energy. So who do you have to question decisions? Then do the changes there. So we are quite sure with the new reforms there, definitely there will be light at the end of the tunnel. So it's all about reforms.
NRA, just a couple of weeks before.
I'll about this one first, before you go to NRA issue.
Okay.
I'll about this one.
Oh, you're not done yet?
I'm not yet.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, if and out, say we get a chief operating officer and the DG of ETSA. It's like currently.
Interim.
Yeah, he's the interim head of ETSA. So all work now for go through this new DG. Yeah, he's now there. As they talk to just more another management meeting, the reforms meeting in the Ministry of Energy. Mind you, now they supervise ETSA and EGTC and EWRC. So they'll get a comprehensive reforms, how we want to go about, how we roll them out. So it not cause a surprise at all. The president we say, light not right. Every Sierra Leonean forget light. They're not a mandate. They say very, very, very serious about that. So they compromise nothing at all. I'm not saying the other day they did not do well. They did well. They did their part. We give them their flowers. But waiting the president say, if I not see urgency, if I not see commitment, if I not see real-time commitment, I did do complete overhaul. Now that they happen, a reform. So it not can't be as a surprise. You find out say they get rid of the they talk about the centralized accounts. In a sense, ETSA don't get past 10, 15, 20 accounts. And I can tell you for free, the public is aware, it's in the public domain, it's a World Bank, they frown at that. But World Bank has so many projects in the Ministry of Energy, you and I know that. So World Bank, they frown and say, why wouldn't we have a centralized account? That you get plenty accounts. We'll get centralized accounts, we'll monitor the accounts. We will not say,
why were those many accounts created?
But I will not dive into that. Then at the past, I've been done there before, donkey years back, decades back, then I've been done many accounts. And also something, it's a new phenomenon.
So then people are not able to rectify that?
No, we don't do one now. So this is a new reform now. So we get a centralized account.
I mean,
now.
Joe Lahai and in Deputy Engineer James Rogers not be able to rectify that.
It's a process. It'll be done there in line for me to do. But Dr. Kanayom Kelesi will need for expediter now. World Bank did a recommendation, so now they try for rollouts now on the centralized accounts. Yeah, you find also talk about also the private sector participation, which is the PSP. We've done this for the past 4 years now. That process. We don't send the bid out, people that don't apply the international complaints, but that process not to 1 year or something. Under the former leadership of the Ministry, Alaji Kanya to say it counts in there. So KKY don't cancel, therefore look into this. We need to follow the PSP. The PSP is implied not like with a privatized ETSA completely. Now some elements of ETSA would have privatized, like the commercial, the revenue, the technical losses.
Also be that not the rationale for establish ETSA, for pulling from NPA to ETSA?
Yes, but then you find out say we'll pull from NPA to ETSA, still government they give subsidy to ETSA, you know that day. But now we're talking of complete privatization in a sense. They are though they can privatize. Government not for can put in money anymore. The private company, they can put in your money now. The commercial side, the revenue side, the technical side. No, these are the issues. Are they the issues in the ETSA? So you know, it's in law privatizes. So that's the issue of the PSP. Now they try for do now. You can also deployment of prepaid meters. With all due respect to say TV, probably we don't know if we can do a forensic audit, but when meters, the problem they bypass.
Feel free.
I'm just saying.
Just feel free for that.
I'm just saying. I mean, this is just a conversation. Yeah, a possible say, or maybe man will say single Epic. Say, logo, check Epic the meter. Or logo check LCBC the meter. Or AYV the meter. If we go check, we find out say there is bypass of meter, they bypass meter. They tamper of the meter. We've seen that. So many big institutions, they know they pay bills. So now what we don't do, say, look, they're prepaid metered. In a sense, when you go touch that meter, they register now we office, they say they don't go touch that meter. So no, we're not for bypass meter.
So the current meter then we wanna get not for
people can tamper with it. We get a lot of engineers out there, Sally.
But these are the same assurances given when the meter they also come say you can't.
I want to be very honest to you. I can't be economic with the truth. I'm being very honest here. We don't see meters there. We get a lot of engineers out there. We had of connivance all over the place. Say ETSA staff don't come say give me 10 million, they are give you lights, give me 100 they give you lights. We get engineers out there from Fabric College, Chala University. Technical, these are engineers. They don't need for work.
And Joe Lahai and Engineer James Rogers have also been complacent about these issues.
Well, then I can't say
the reason they have been fired.
No, I can't say.
And the other people, commercial manager, head of revenue,
that decision came from His Excellency the President. You can't question that. I don't question that. He said Joe Lahai for go. Who dare be for question that? He want reforms. I don't say, but
under the president, I don't say. Austin, before I come to Ahmed Hila from the Civil Society Accountability Consortium. Under the president in watch as substantive minister of energy.
He's minister of energy.
These reform, yes.
He's minister of energy.
He's still minister of energy.
He's minister of energy.
I did mistake say Kanayom Kelesi not qualify for being minister.
Yeah, because we go for the MP.
Yes, he not qualify as now.
That's the caveat.
So he's not minister. So
he's a sector lead, correct? He's a sector lead.
He's not minister.
Fair enough.
So under the president in watch, Joe Lahai and these people don't did it for some time now.
Correct.
Yet the problem continue to be persistent until just last week.
Yes, because you get for CAM, you look into all the issues there, you find out say those things are happening. There are a lot of leakages and all. We don't look into all. You don't say, you know, it's only forget of the top management layer. What's wrong with that? It want reforms. It want make sure say the right thing is done.
So in a view and in a hope, this will solve the problem where people they get
about
me they pay for light, me they pay for light. I know they get light. Other people know they pay for light. Then they will all suffer the consequences of blackout or disco lights or whatever it is,
Salia,
or complete blackout.
Salia, I don't think you will say complete blackout. You know,
most communities don't complain that.
I'm coming. You know what tell me say you didn't have all day in other lights or 2-3 days in other lights. That's far from the truth. Being honest.
There have been days.
Yeah,
I can assure you.
Lester
Picusa, all the communication infrastructure in this country don't go weeks without electricity.
I could tell you,
you can go SLBC, you can go AYV, you go to all the radio stations and TV stations.
I could tell you for a seasoned journalist, yeah? I could tell you what you're saying. For some, I go there for 4 days, 3 days on Light. That's not possible. Only if there's an issue with the transformer or the cable with the candle, or maybe there's an issue with the underground cable. But you know we're there for 3 days in Light.
I don't need any community.
Or maybe you not complain. You not complain.
Must you complain?
You have to look at if you're in a place. EDSA got it everywhere.
But even in cases where people complain, EDSA they pretend they're not even the E or the C. I know communities, okay, like your typical example.
Okay.
Haven't you had the complaint of people at Devil Hole, for example? Say they don't go months, if not a year or so.
So
without electricity.
Let me clarify.
That are just for example.
Yeah, you don't
me in my area.
Okay.
I have been without electricity for days.
Okay.
For days. I didn't at the central part of almost
I
at
don't
the central
tell
part
the
of
reason
it.
for that. Either you get a transformer issue, or you get a cable issue, or you get on that ground.
Which has been the same excuse by EDSA.
But it happens. The inside they happen slightly. Not so new phenomena slightly. They happen. You must get break in transmission. You get thunderstorm. You get lightning. The inside they happen.
In the middle of the drive.
So let me come with regards to Devil Holy talk. But now you say they don't the mountain of the lights. There's one thing we'll try for establish
with several assurances by authorities for Gideon Light.
There's one thing we'll try for establish for the past couple of months or years now. Say we forget what we call community ownership. Yeah. Look at the SLP, Sierra Police. They're not with all over the place. So you forget some amounts of, we not take care of the transformers there. We not take care of our own infrastructures as well. If we don't can give them all lights, they will not give the transformer in all. You don't let us down. People don't come, bad people don't come, poor large transformer because of political reason or economic reason. It takes time for law by that transformer. It go through procurement process.
That'd be the problem.
Not to 1 week. It could be, not to 1 week. Not to 1 month. It go through procurement process. And you know what inside happen? It's the processes. You know, you don't thief or damage transformer, you feel they get at the same day. That's not possible.
Because it is not being manufactured inside.
That's the problem.
It's been
imagine you go buy in a China, or you buy in a South Africa, you buy somewhere out of Africa or maybe in Europe. It will take time. We can get for clear and our Turkey. It's a process. They take time.
Ahmed, this change we don't see where the ministry don't announce. The president at the sector head.
The president is a minister. The sector lead, Dr. Kandeh Keller.
At the sector head.
No, he's a minister.
KKY is just representing.
So let's have that clarification. Sector lead, now Dr. Kandeh Keller.
Okay.
For president is a minister.
For waiting there on paper.
So it implies.
For waiting there on paper, we go with that.
Waiting on paper now the practical thing. Now we see.
Is it?
DM to DM a report to Dr. Kandeh Keller.
Okay.
Dr. Kandeh Keller report to the president. That's the chain of command.
Okay. Waiting there on paper.
Yeah.
Let me take him. Ahmed.
Thank you.
With this, will not happen. So, you think that the appropriate step? When as civil society people, they monitor accountability issues in the country, think that the appropriate step this?
Patrick Sally, I want to tell you plenty thank you, and I want to tell Slick TV and the viewers, when they watch this program. I want to make it vehemently clear that energy sector, EDSA, now one of the sectors where the president don't lose idea at all.
Don't lose idea?
He don't lose idea. He's running out of ideas when it comes to EDSA. There are fundamental problems that are already. You understand? So, and the former EDSA director, Winat Joe Lahai, they don't do a lot of gains. Having President Bio come for being the minister, I think we'll begin to see many problems at the sector. When you get a substantive minister, a different from where a president they provide oversight.
What's the difference, owner?
The difference is the president cannot be, they're able to forget the president as how you want. And
you're not going to be effective?
Yes, of course.
You mean because he gets plenty other areas for look at?
He gets a lot of other areas for look at. And for far too long, we don't call and say, President Bio, if you want to do a complete unbundling, can you please sack yourself as Minister of Energy, Minister of Energy, and let us start to see the reforms from his own sides of energy. But that is not the case. The President Bio and also Dr. Kandeh Keller, when you look at overtly and covertly, That's waiting day where people in the sea and waiting beyond where they need to see. Different. That the sector is actually not moving, even with these changes we don't do. I want to make we realize and take note of one thing, that there are people who will be the volunteer na EDSA for help EDSA. Some of them, now then are the problems at the community, various communities, for give light, for connect light for people, and because they know the problems. Now look at the kind.
They know the leakages.
They know the problems.
They know side for
They know side the issues and they know side the challenges and
Austin, you have to agree.
Yeah. And
hold on, Ahmed. We continue on that conversation. You have to agree.
No, I'm not agree with her. It's a volunteers. Yeah.
I come. Are they making peace?
I've had this. I know this same situation. Say, EDSA, not they retain them, but they put them as volunteers.
I'm still fine.
No, hold on. No, I know. Hold on, Ahmed. I don't have to clarify this point with Austin.
He's still on his legs, but let me also make some. Let me just
clarification
somehow. Yes. With regards to say volunteers, we're not the volunteers now.
You sure?
Come on now, we're not get volunteers now.
I don't listen to one or two electricians. We say they don't for EDSA. Then I've been volunteers.
They do have.
They were not retained.
I'm being very serious. I'm working for the ministry. Yeah, we oversee EDSA activities and all. EDSA not get volunteers.
Now
I'm coming.
But they used to.
I'm coming. We got to go contract staff. Yeah, we not get volunteers.
Okay.
Now I'm coming. Let's get clarity on this. He's a fine gentleman. Yeah. Let's set the record straight. We not get volunteers. We get intern people where they come, internship. They will get contract staff na EDSA. We don't get volunteers.
The contract staff
more quite different from being volunteers.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Maybe the contract staff we na short contracts on the give them. We not the retain them. But when the contract they expire, then go into the communities and make use of.
So what we are saying, if we say a contract staff, you not to a permanent staff na EDSA.
And when the contract expires,
when it expires, if we thought and deemed so for a new contract, but that does not guarantee say that they do the entire community. I'm not also saying they do them, yeah. I'm not saying they do them, but for saying they do holistically say that those volunteers will not get volunteers.
You remember the issue of bombing of the World Trade Center? Osama bin Laden.
I was in America by then.
Osama bin Laden, who said it not to America. He don't know the American system. The reason he was able to penetrate.
We have a lot of engineers that know the system of EDSA, young man. We have engineers, we have trained engineers from different universities. You know that name.
Okay, Ahmed, continue your point.
So,
the case what they try for establish here is that this is a very big, threat. Have a look at the people and competencies and years that we don't serve in EDSA, and now they are no more in EDSA.
Okay.
It is a serious concern. Back you, the person we go on day with you, Slick TV for years. You don't get the experience, don't know how things to go. For you come and
let them go just like that.
Let them go just like that. You know what it costs. You know how you don't understand the sector. You know what you're capable of doing outside there. So now make I say, at the state and there, and this is very.
But Jola and Timo they don't bond had the opportunity to have sorted that out.
Yeah, the president. That make I say the president should have, if actually he wanted to see a complete overhauling, because we don't call that for say make it do some reforms na EDSA.
So if you don't do
the manner in which it do they analyze the problem. Now I'm calm. Maybe they talk to you about the kitchen, please.
Sorry, apologies.
Thank you very much. So the president is the minister of energy. Let him sack himself if you want for do a complete.
If he sack himself, what would they use as alternative to him?
Let you appoint somebody so we go be a substantive minister. You want to say substantive minister?
But there have been substantive ministers. But hold on, Ahmed. There have been substantive ministers before, and the problem continue for the day. Like say, some people don't say don't feel still a hell with it as a country. We don't get ministers before we don't get ministers before Kanja Sisi.
Yeah, you are.
Kanja Sisi has been there. The problem, in fact, the problem then continue for the big almost by the day.
You know why?
As the day progresses.
You know why?
Which is why we ask to say, is it the unbundling or sacking of whoever at the top or the bottom?
The sacking or the unbundling will not solve the problem. The EDSA
problem. Which way would solve the problem?
The one way for solve EDSA problem and for let them able for be honest to themselves. There are people inside EDSA, they just open their mouth for collect whatsoever money the way they can.
So let me come.
Yes. You understand?
Yeah,
at the camp party.
Hold on, Austin.
Okay.
There are a lot of, I mean, the bad practices, bad things that really happen in that place.
Yeah, also just don't confirm. We don't have the same point where
let me
allude to.
Let me attest.
Say they get multiple accounts.
Let me also attest to it.
They get multiple accounts.
Let me explain to you, brother.
Accounts are the infinitesimal point of view.
So if
there are bigger pictures. Now the camps are the camps.
Austin, just hold on.
There are bigger pictures within the energy sector, the EDSA specifically.
Okay.
There are people where, always when it comes to the law or salon, and the poor man and the suffer.
Okay.
There are people, big companies then we know, we investigate the matter. There are big companies then where people, they give EDSA workers, they give lights to them company then at the end of the month, then they receive money.
And we see,
depriving
perhaps
the accounts float.
Perhaps the reason we make the schedule where EDSA don't put out, the schedule where EDSA don't put out, perhaps the reason we make the schedule not work properly, because EDSA had put out a schedule where communities for get lights at certain periods of the day. And communities all over the place are grumbling that the schedule not work.
What you do Western Part?
Look at this for example. Nighttime electricity supply 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., 9 hours every day, one out of every 2 days. Signal Hill, Congo Cross. You go to the people right now. You go to the people right now. You speak to them. They will tell you, then they go days without electricity or not.
Salia, I think I'm on tone still. Salia,
come on. When you go off a platform, that
no, I come back to you. Don't worry. I come back to you.
When you go to Eastern, you go say you better way than a Western part.
Why is it so?
Eastern, in fact, them blackouts that is on him. Then they get a complete blackout on Monday, go out 3 days, 5 days, 1 week. No light.
No.
Not Eastern.
No.
Western better.
I beg to differ.
I'm telling you, my brother, we know. We're not the civil society. We do. We're at community level.
No. Let me come.
Austin, who's at the city media? West or east?
May they live in East Station.
East Station. That's west.
That's
west. Or west.
You shall lie there.
No.
You neighbor, they not they complain to you. Say they need to get light.
Salia.
Yes, sir.
I'm a comms person. I go out to get my information. I get complaint on daily basis. What did happen at the sector, out of the sector as well. Yeah. The fine gentleman, they tell me, say, President, a lost of ideas. I don't know if they try for communicate at all. But let me have a clarity on that. Let me just... Ahmed, hold on. Yeah? They say, let the president sack himself, let a give mentorship to another person, let get a substantive minister in the ministry. Yeah? Tells you how committed, serious the president is. They say, lights, not rights for every Sierra Leoneans. Mind you, I'm coming. Mind you, energy not a quick fix. It's capital intensive. Me, you know, Dandy. The whole world know that energy is capital intensive. They say I don't make a very clear say lights that every Sierra Leonean they rights. We took energy from 16% World Bank statistics to 36% as at 2022. Yeah. Google it, check for it. That's a fact from World Bank statistics.
That is for connect more communities now.
I'm coming. Access to energy.
Yes. And not sustaining the gains.
Let me come. I just want to make a point where you say president lost ideas. I tell you say because of how serious is the president, that make it say, you know waiting. I'll take over the leadership of the ministry now. Let me see the day-to-day running of that ministry through Alhaji Dr. Kane Yomkela. He's going to be the sector lead. One of the 2 ministers are going to report to Alhaji Dr. Kane Yomkela.
We don't lead United Nations industrial development.
He has a vast of experience.
You need to for like two separate times.
I don't need for
advising governments around the world on energy issues. But yet, in country where they lead now the sector, they struggle with electricity.
Correct, but then ain't not come for fix that.
Yet you see the video from IG earlier and say for the last 15 years we don't spend over $900 million on car partnership, for example, alone. Where that money they supposed to proof for get we own ship. Yet we they do cosmetic business.
Patrick,
is that not the case? Even with the leadership of President Bio and KKY.
We get for fixed energy. Not so quick fix. I want to know this subject, not so quick fix. If we don't fix energy back in the days, we don't for the carbon energy crisis now, we know about the income electrics. I don't need to poke into all into the day. We saw what happened. When when posse they go, lights they go. Yeah? But we don't say, we don't need to believe in cosmetic energy anymore. Look at a fixed energy, what they enjoy. when the president leaves office, tomorrow go say, this not my legacy.
So it's not a fixed energy.
I'm coming. Now they work on now. Not time of Patrick, not to one day business.
Government don't invest. Government don't invest with
Hugely
into
in the energy
partnership
sector.
into partnership with CLSG.
Correct.
CLSG where people where government be hyped so much isn't supplying much.
They give.
How much megawatts?
Would they get currently 70 megawatts from CLSG?
70 megawatts.
70 megawatts.
And even more Kenema where them primary source right now.
Yeah.
Now CLSG no they get light.
No, you know say no they get light.
I've had a report even as at yesterday.
Patrick, when you say Patrick, I mean.
No, I have seen
Patrick,
colleagues in those parts of the country.
You can't say no they get light. It's like making a generic statement say no they get light at all.
Okay, then they go days without light.
There are challenges.
Bumuna, they supply 50 megawatts at peak period.
At highest peak in the range.
In Freetown, then they see Bumuna they supply only about 3 megawatts, correct?
Let's clarify that. Yeah? As it stands, Bumuna they on maintenance. They don't shut down.
When then they at peak? Out of the 50 megawatts, now only 3 megawatts.
No, where are you getting that figure from? No, that's not the case.
But clarify that for us.
I will clarify that. I tell the public now say, what they at 50 peak, up to 40, 35 they can inside the capital Freetown.
Yet Freetown they continue to suffer blackout.
Let me tell you. Not clarify that, yeah? That 50 megawatt at peak, where they drop like 8 megawatt na Makeni, where they drop 2 megawatts na Magboroka, the 40 they can at the capital. So where are you getting that figure from? So that
how much they go Bumuna town and immediate surrounding?
Bumuna town only need up to more than 1 megawatt. Now with all the respect, Bumuna town, that's more town.
So how would they get this problem? Even with the shake-up one that they do.
Patrick, you don't see Freetown they expand every day passes by. Would they see Dandy? Freetown not big.
Okay.
Does that not go back? I'm coming. Does
that not go back to Ahmed?
In your intro, make a very clear say we don't get good new communities there. Podogondo they 440 years in Ogalite. Batos more than 100 years in Ogalite. These are all new communities. Freetown expand. They all one light. What did you expect? It don't big. 50 megawatt now small capacity for Freetown. Freetown need in a real nutshell like 120 megawatts. In a real nutshell 120 megawatts.
And Freetown need.
Of course.
So currently, how much megawatts Freetown they get from all the sources? CLSG, Bumuna, Kappa.
Bumuna they down for now.
No, I talk about when they're all functional. How many megawatts?
We're talking of 80 megawatts for the capital.
80 megawatts.
Yes.
So a shortfall about half of that 150 or so.
Yes, megawatts. If one say Freetown for light, all time of Freetown for light, it's about 120 megawatts.
Ahmed.
Yeah.
I'll give you figures which I know of. I did the work. I'll say that I made the work. I cannot give you actual figures except to that one.
Then the money.
Therefore, be economical the truth. With all due respect to you.
Yes, Ahmed. Ignore.
Yeah, we need to expect less from Austin. He's a professional media communication person, specialist. That's why there. Waiting the talk. Now for make you able for please and satisfy.
By the way, sorry, Ahmed. We saw you're sweating already.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Anyways.
No, say it or clarify it. Say it. What you want to say? That it's a light noddy. Also, it's a light dangerous.
The voltage is low.
It's a light dangerous.
It cannot power air conditions properly.
Let me tell you the reason for that. This is a question for the actual tell now. You say the voltage low. You know what I mean? I'm coming. Let's see.
You see, Ahmed is sweat already.
But Ahmed, it don't work a long distance. It just the kind of I can be fry. And for sweat.
Yes, you be don't come and settle down. Ahmed is sweating because the voltage we inside the supply is very low and cannot power air conditions properly.
Let me come. I clarify that for you in education on that. Yeah. Let's say we get a transformer of 500 kVA. Yeah, kilovolt hours. Let's say 500 kVA for this community. Yeah, mind you, you also expand. You get Church Amaya, the school. You get BIS over here. We don't get new community beyond this place. And we're only going to like, let's say we're going to just 500 kVA. Yeah, we're not for connect so. When all one light, when all connect to that transformer, we'll suppress the transformer lifespan. So what do you expect? That low voltage you get because when all boost by this transformer. Because whatever that comes in, what able engineers are plenty out, not even EDSA staff there. What happened in that case? You get one engineer behind where say, when I give me some money, I can't connect to that grid. Or man connect to that grid. Just that one transformer. Why if you say forget a better voltage?
I mean, we are sorry for the sweat, we sweat.
I made all come off up.
And due to EDSA low voltage. Pardon us, please. Yes, go.
Yeah, this is EDSA one of them problems. But by and large, what I say is, we got to be honest to ourselves.
Correct.
When we honest to ourselves, we will address the inadequacies within the EDSA.
Correct.
I but state something earlier way in June. It can be said, no. that's EDSA no be don't get volunteers. But what I know ya, I say from the realistic point of view, and I'm aware, I know exactly what they happen.
And not contract staff. You say volunteers.
They are not contract staff. Them been getting volunteers. And these numbers we don't lay because they want for unbundle or for get a better reforms. I don't think saying that the best way.
So you mean more or less what you just say, they imply say, then they use these people for as scapegoats for shift the responsibility. Let people not continue for blame the government. Rather let people blame these people.
That's the point. That's the point. Why? That's the point. You know why? Now, when they don't do the changes, okay, well, they get somebody where they act, a Nigerian way they act, as DG.
Yes.
But we still continue to get problem.
When it's
at the camp,
okay.
We still continue to get erratic electricity supply in the city, especially eastern, western. Perhaps you go get today, tomorrow you not get. At least one day, that day better. But what actually happen? President Bio serve as the Minister of Energy. We continue to forget. The electricity problem. KKY Camp. Problem still continues. So the problem is not, the sacking.
So for more or less, these people are scapegoats.
Yes, of course.
So, scapegoats.
Yes, of course.
But let me comment.
That is exactly what.
Let me comment.
Because Joe Lahai, Mark, I want to let you know, say Joe Lahai don't do a lot of sector reforms.
We'll give him that floor. He's a fine gentleman.
Hold on, maintain and get an action for do instead of modestly and more.
Yes, exactly. That's the point.
I'm coming.
If we have not said it don't they perform well, why not get an action which would for use?
Then Salia, you go to any office, the new job day.
Ahmed, hold on.
Do your part. Yeah, like I said, I'll give him his own flower. He did his own part. Yeah, he don't be DG for EDSA for years. We'll give him his own part. He did a lot of reforms. Yeah. But I don't tell you, say, presidents don't take over this ministry. They want to see an urgent reforms to the ministry.
Mind you, it's not the first DG in EDSA since President Bio take office.
Correct.
I think he's the second or third person.
Correct. Now, when President Bio...
Second person for head EDSA.
Let me come. Let me this thing clear. When presidents don't take over leadership of the ministry, they don't do the reforms there. It's like a boku mismanagement. So they say, it's not they go behind the money, they not defend the money, mismanagement and all. They complain that they come. Like you say, if they get the barrage of issues they come, who takes the responsibility for that? You get rid of the leader. Let's be very honest to our conscience. Let's be very honest. You cannot go down, you cannot simmer down to just an ordinary staff there. You look at the top
leader. So the leader is supposed to be the Minister of Energy.
No, I'm coming on, but come on, man. Come on, he's the president.
Is it because of the president he cannot sack himself? Like we Ahmed suggests? Instead of stigmatizing Joe Lahai?
There's no sabotage there. Yeah? The president look and say, but look at the revenue mobilization, revenue collection. Yeah? Let's keep fluctuating. President say, EDSA cannot pay IPPs on time. You know the IPPs, for example, car power.
Independent power producers.
Thank you very much. Akreko, Bumbuna. You cannot pay the IPPs. If you don't pay IPPs, all time now finance they come in for pay. They say, you know what, like get rid of the management of EDSA. It's a reform. Paddy, don't like where you get
government institutions they pay like bill.
But I don't want to go into that. Maybe you see a few months back we're gonna you building. So what happened there?
So why blame Joe Lahai? Why blame Joe Lahai and not blame the cabinet itself?
Why blame the others?
I don't want us to focus on Joe Lahai.
Okay, not Joe Lahai. Okay, why blame these people where they are bundled and not blame the cabinet? Not blame the cabinet with the president and the chairman of the cabinet.
Joe did his part. I'll give him that floor. I'll talk over again. He's a fine gentleman. I don't tell you that. He did his part. He cut reforms in EDSA. Plenty of reforms there. Yeah? But president don't take over leadership of that ministry. He did aggressive reforms. And how that will happen? A one see urgency, a one see commitment, a one see revenue for go up, a one see people that find your light. If you say now that down man and just ordinary staff in the sack, forget it off. You get rid of the top management. Yeah? The man with it as a COO, I don't make any comparison in Joe. Yeah? Joe did his part over and again. He's now the acting head of EDSA. He's a World Bank recruit. He get more than 20 years of experience. with him being at the helm of affairs, I'm quite sure, I'm optimistic, say, light of the blackout between of the past. In fact, the point of saying blackout, I want to rephrase another way. Not like blackout per se. We could get intermittent electricity supply. Yeah, fair enough. We all know that. And it's not a strange phenomenon.
Communities like I don't care, they go almost a week.
No, Salia, this is what I'm still saying to you. Say when you go for 1 week, you not get light. That don't say either your transformer get issue, or the line where they can that you use the cable get issue. And you get for report that to EDSA, there's an EDSA toll line out there. You get for call EDSA reports, they will can solve the issues.
That is what is meant. That is what the people are meant to believe.
No, you can go for a week, you not get light, except if they will just a lot of EDSA.
For how long that go happen?
Salia, me you don't see they vandalize government materials, EDSA infrastructure. Me you don't have plenty. Very recently, go vandalize EDSA transformer battles. They do an Apodogon, they do an Dipiata. Plenty they do. If I tell you, we're shocking to you a bow, AFDB project, the transformer, they go pull an abo. You expect that from Australians? You think you do that, we don't go fix that issue. We can't just fix it. You have to go through procurement processes. So if I say you go for 1 week, you not get lights, that could have been the reason why you not get lights.
Ahmed, obviously, you know, hope for the better, say things will change with the unbundling of this.
No, it will change. With the president that them of appears, they will change for sure.
You sure say it will change?
I'm very optimistic, yes. Very optimistic.
Ahmed,
you're not sure?
Pessimistic that they're not able to address
he's coming from that angle, which the experts.
Yeah. What to make us see so? The facts are very clear that EDSA, for far too long, they gets the kind of problems there. Where they come, they give flimsy excuses away, then they address the issues. Now, the person where they act so now is a Nigerian. We don't even know the energy sector as that. You know, I must be proud to this act. Over $17,000.
Oh, so I don't know.
Okay, just hold on to those points. Now listen to Sierra Leoneans on this subject matter, because all these questions and doubts where Austin they raise, where they come up already, might seem though that we lie, but Sierra Leoneans are living the story, and John Abdullah go out for seek them view, particularly on this unbundling of the management, top management of EDSA. If at all this will change anything in the energy sector, electricity supply.
The president na in the hire and fire. He get a reason why it is sack. The reason being, what he expects, like for the minister, for let it do. If he sees the right thing, now they go on within the ministry, they get right for sack you and appoint other person. At the same time, the other person will appoint, if you see they do the right thing, they also get right for sack. I'm not going to say it will solve the electricity business in the country. Because electricity, nothing where it's not easy. It's not easy. It's very difficult. Because the reason being, the one that when they within the system, if they already do the right thing, the president in no day. You understand? You know, they see everything. And they only appoint people them for let them work on behalf of them. Let them report to them. But if at all it is say waiting and they report, they say it not go down well with them, it not satisfied with them. They get right for taking action. Electricity generation, nothing way is really difficult in any country. For Africa and Sierra Leone to be specific, within Pakaba in time, I go say we'll be in acute blackout. And next camp, it try in level best. It try in level best. But even with that, will not be the guest sustainable electricity. The time done, this man safe don't come. The reason why MLC say electricity generation, it look difficult, small. and the too much corruption within the system. Because the same people they were them they don't day for the past 10, 15, 20 years, and then they still. They were they appoint and political appointments. They're not able to oversee everything. If the president say still satisfied with waiting they happen, they say they're right for Sakam. They don't go mind, will get problem. But it can still go sit down, maybe it continue with it they don't do before. But electricity generation, right now, it's not easy.
The Director General of EDSA, when at the DM, like me, I'm so happy for with the Sakam in this country. Ever since when me born in this country in the history of Salone, it's the worst manager ever who don't get. EDSA, I don't ever come across this in my life. It's for let light they go and camp. Now you host past 5 times, on and off, on and off, on and off. They spoil people and property. Like me, I'm a victim. EDSA for this light system, on and off, on and off. Then spoil me freezer day. I go spend 2,500,000 for make that freezer day. And my brother don't fall a victim. EDSA for this the same light, on and off, on and off. My brother in old sketch fire with this same light incident here so. So I'm so happy when they sack that kind of manager there because I be say not for somebody who come for work for the government and come for work for the people of Sierra Leone. Now the worst department and the ever where government don't ever get EDSA. The tariff on light business is expensive. This country, a citizen, I'm not sure say a citizen then as a lawyer so where they enjoy electricity system. Now the worst manager this way that don't ever produce since we were born in this country. And make remember back in those days, Pakaba, country they would get blackout. Then you change meter account into prepaid system. And it's outside and talk about prepaid system, not to outside blackout today. Because I mean money and I for give me NIG. But my money back when will give me NIG, and they put me money on the meter. They are not able to get NIG with them back.
Not one thing they don't sack man and EDSA. For country we say they sack the DM, then we will control the power rates in the country. Next month, June, I don't know the right dates, government will pay for that cheap money. We'll go for member and the force. So you know go sack man if he say the problem is solved. Example, an Eskoma, he meets Pakaba left the country, Badak. We want first to enforce the lights, to let people get the lights, and count prepaid. Prepaid is, now when you buy it top up, you forget lights. I go buy top up a phone. The way one make call and say top up no day. And Eskoma, in fact to privatize NP lights. You understand it? In turn to EDSA. In better small, not to total control all over the country we get lights. But the city, certain areas and day. So man go tell you say me I do 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks and not get blackout. Even in employee pass, you don't work the post as a minister. President Bill, the problem also now the talk get more dark at the country. If you can't sack them, I don't see problem for solve. The only solution where this government will make for this problem solve now this country for these lights. Then for change EDSA, then for terminate some contract, then give to other people them, let them work through the handwork.
Problems are too many. From the comments from them people in the Sierra Leoneans who lead the story, well, it begs now for Le Austin tell me if them people and they right or wrong. One of them say EDSA, they're on and off, then the school light. Don't make somebody in freezer poor with the closer to them. And just like the point they allude to. Well, Austin, you don't comment on it, please.
Yes, I listened. I listened to Boxer, I got some comments. One talk about
tariff increase, and then people They expect prepaid meter for the get live, those things, they expect blackout.
Listen, some make very genuine concerns. And one day we talk, say, they buy prepaid and they get blackout, yeah? They say they get blackout, but they buy prepaid. You don't enough prepaid, you get it top up before you will get lights.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
So, if you get top up, lights come, you top up, you get light. But somebody was saying it don't go for 6 days, 7 days, months, you know, get like certain community.
Yes.
I can tell that person say, maybe that the transformer get issue. And when that get issue, take up with ETSA. There's a toll line we will call.
The toll line
may number did as well.
The toll line were not effective?
Effective, may number did as well.
People are complaining about it.
May number did as well. Effective. If you know what they don't community for 1 month, you know, get lights, that issue would happen. These are issues that
but the communities even where they get lights, you know, then they get blackout past almost days before they give them few hours light.
Salia, this for say community for 4 days, 3 days, 1 week, you know, the lights, it's not possible if not to issue.
You want to go visit the people in Ado?
I don't tell you.
You want to go visit the people in Ado, for example?
They see what they happen. You know what they for 1 week, you know, the lights. There's a shelling out.
So you want to visit the people in Ado, for example? Among several other communities?
I won't mind. I go. But I can tell you, say, if you're in a community for 5 days in other lights, when you are connected to the grid, it means, say, either you transfer get issue, or your cable get issue, or your lights where you're going to host get issue. Now, these are issues. These are something like human issues, natural issues. I mean, the factors are there.
And you hear the people, they say clearly, not to the sacking of them people.
Let me come on the sacking side. It's about the sacking of, it's not to the sacking go make something happen at ETSA. We don't tell you about reforms, Reforms inside they happen. We they reform a particular sector. Then all they happen. Staffing they happen. I mean, metering they happen. I mean, ICT they happen. All inside they happen. Now reforms. So not cast strange to some of we. That reforms. A place the president say the top layers they forget to do them.
And we're not scared say such reforms go lead to sabotage or undermining the system.
Well then, and sabotage in institution they, I mean, it happen every institution. Sabotage can always stay. Yeah, but if you put modalities in place, some mechanism in place, I'm quite sure say it go minimize.
Ahmed.
Well, I just want to take up for Musa, we see numbers of Sierra Leoneans where they pay for services, where they get services. And for any individual or a state where a law works, we can able to sue ETSA for plenty damages within the cost to people. This on and off, electricity, the light where they come, we not able for, so many issues. And I believe, say, the unbundling now as a result of certain party who want for police their boys. And we don't know very clear.
So you mean KKY regime, you want to count people now? You want to count people now, we in trust and believe, say,
of course, that's very sacrosanct. That, this, let me turn, please.
Sorry.
Hold on.
Thank you, gentlemen.
This is very sacrosanct that KKY gets your own player, gets your own team. Perhaps we certain that a one for counting young players that we believe.
But also the president appoints them. July, KKY, and the president appoints them all.
Yeah, but he is serving more senior more senior position
than the president.
Than July.
So
you mean he could have advised the president, say,
of course, yeah. That is the
rather than the help.
I tell you, I say he is deceiving the principal. He's deceiving.
But
this is very clear. He's deceiving President Bio. Mark, I want to make you know, say there is a video.
He's not deceiving the president.
There is a video. There's a video of KKY. There's a video of KKY. He vehemently stated that.
That's what.
Oh me, I work for government again. So Mark, that kind of people on it for let you take him back and put the position of trust. He might sabotage you.
Let me come.
And that is the exact way to
you see I'm saying KKY is sabotaging the presidency.
No. That's
yes, of course. It is clear.
I mean,
for me don't come.
Are we seeing changes?
No,
are we seeing,
Salia, that's
exponential supply of electricity?
Salia, let me come.
Are we addressing the immediate issues?
Yeah.
No. So
he's addressing
sacking Jola?
Let me come.
Why sacking senior moral engineers? And I want to make we know say now the comes. Please,
hold on. I want to make please.
Go on, Ahmed.
Sorry. Thank you, sir.
Ahmed, carry on.
I want to let the viewers or the public knows that plenty of them find engineers there so get players or themselves get hands no matter outside the negotiator. They see EDSA as na day.
Then baby.
Yes, they are baby. In as much as I'm in there, they don't go from EDSA force, but they are still there.
And
so they can do anything because they get hands.
Then we'll still get a henchman.
And the other thing again, we don't know from the civil society point of view that then issues there, Joe Lahai no be the go with waiting, KKY Ubuan for do not the EDSA for privatize. KKY the move, for let the EDSA be privatized.
No, okay, let me comment. I didn't inside this time.
So many problems.
No, you can't allow such a flow. I mean, you've also said the record straight. With regards to Dr. Yomkela, the sabotage president, that's extremely unfortunate.
Okay, so
no.
Ask Aminata for
Salah, only for the clarification on that. No, you cannot. We will not let them from.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
Why did they clarify that? Why did they clarify that? Not take you through the graph of the losses.
No, Salah. It's like you want to clarify the show. Let me clarify this one on Dr. Yomkela's sabotage president. Let me clarify that.
Yes. See, for example, let's say the monthly operating performance.
I see no reason why Dr. Yomkela for sabotage president. I'm coming. It
only the sector for a couple of months.
It
only the sector for a couple of months, and this problem have been
here. It's not a quick fix. Let me come.
Performance
level. Not so quick fix.
Energy loss. Hold on, Ahmed. Energy loss. They are more than 60%.
Salah, let me come.
Energy sold.
You cannot divert what we need to talk here. It don't make some issues around the sector lead. We need to clarify. He's my boss. I hope you know that. We need to clarify. Set the record straight. Edo Kam as a sector lead. That press release where you see, I hope you read the press release.
Yes, clearly.
It don't please the president. You see?
Yes.
Now write the press release.
You authored it.
I authored it. Yes. Yeah. Directive. You're not the comms person from the ministry. It don't please the president. There's no sabotage. There's no witch hunting. They say it relieve them and they are. Look the press release. Why the first paragraph? Yeah. Now the president. You say anything about Kana Yomkela Day? I'm being very. You say anything about Kana Yomkela?
No need for today.
No, let me come. Now the president. He's the minister of energy.
Is the sector.
No, let me lead.
I bet you this conversation is not over.
No. We're gonna go to that show saying it is sabotage. It's not sabotage. Reforms, where reforms they happen, there are certain stuff they go, certain issues need for clarifying all. So if I say rank out in your boys in the ministry, come on, not to Kanye Yomkela employ me, but I'm still there as the comms specialist from World Bank.
Okay.
Yeah, not to employ me. If I say no, I don't want to see Austin there. If I don't sack me by now, but I say no, I'm doing my job. They sack me? No, you don't sack me. You don't talk over and again. Say Austin, I can't have this place for do what the president last say for lucky people of flights. I'm not come for sack nobody. But if you don't do your work, maybe they get issue.
Okay.
So you want to say?
So I'm not saying that it don't count boys. No, that's not the point. No, I'm not saying that. I don't tell you say. Do in your part. I give him that flower. Joe is a fine gentleman.
Patrick, if the president
say we need for the reform, no, he's serious.
Or reform.
President is very serious. He's
very serious.
You didn't continue to say for
No.
From that, as this stand on my left,
he's so serious about the energy drive. I can tell you, it's very small the energy drive.
Let me get a substantive.
You can't. That is not recommendation. That's a recommendation.
Also,
you can't say
we are not seeing any efficiency.
No, we gentlemen, Mission 300. This Alhaji Kanja Sise. He got so many initiatives in the Ministry of Energy.
You don't talk about
nobody knows something that this country.
When you go to the ground, different.
But that's what Dr. Yomkela about can do.
When you go to the ground, different in a black
target 800 million to Africans. We forget clean energy.
What if
initiative?
What if
the president is lots of ideas. You can't say that. How you know energy will expand?
When are they speaking chorus, nobody need to understand it.
Energy will expand from 16% to 36%.
But you want to change
expansion.
But yet the capital city will be the enjoy life. Now they struggle.
They struggle. So how the expansion?
The capital city will be enjoyed like before President Julius Maada Bio took over office.
But come on.
Now they struggle with electricity. Even with the expansion and access to electricity.
We not believe in cosmetic electricity. If actually we actually fix the lights, what for struggle?
But yet we not see any tangible roadmap as to how to make them sustainable. How forget we own. How forget we own.
What is that?
Which one?
Come on.
Bumbuna are they on periodic maintenance?
Every year, it's not a new phenomenon. Bumbuna every year they do periodic maintenance.
And only 50 megawatts.
Yeah, 10 days. What? That's the max.
Apart from Bumbuna, we don't get anything we will call beyond.
Salia, energy is capital intensive. Not to 1 day, not to 2 days, not to 1
year. You have to have spent over $900 million in power
for the last 15 years. How many years? A big driving economy in the world, South Africa. They still suffer of energy. I did say this. Check the records. Go to South Africa. They are there for like days. So wait till they get lights. Cape Town. I just spoke Cape Town very recently.
Okay.
And then they get lights. So it's not a new phenomenon. So we are saying
thank you very much.
For enjoy lights, but
I need not to have shock your hands, but thank you very much because you know the.
We can give the elbow. We can give the elbow.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. This is a conversation that will never end. For as long as the problem continue for day, now we meet and we continue for the film. Of course, it's a conversation we'll always continue at the various platforms.
Correct.
You will continue this conversation on our Facebook page. You drop it where you comment, and then let's keep the conversation flowing. This is Slick TV. We're moving to the second half of the show now. Thank you very much, Austin Luseni. We're the communications specialist for Ministry of Energy, World Bank. And then Ahmed Yila, we're the chairman, national coordinator for the Civil Society Consortium on National Accountability. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Now
very much.
join Mohamed Kollia now for sports updates. We'll get much more for Bring Up to you with other updates. Stay tuned.
Sierra Leone Athletics Association, the Secretary General, Mama Mori, talk about the achievements and also the challenges them where they don't face as an association since when they take up office. They talk about the achievement where they don't give to athletes them and also coaches them inside the association. It's a capacity building. Now one of the things them where they make association develop and move forward. They talk this inside one interview with Slick TV.
Ever since we assumed power, of course we don't make a lot of achievement, and they are always challenged, always, and they ever done. One of the achievements this administration don't do is capacity building. One, like any institution, for achieve success, you have to build the capacity of people. Then at least, if I don't do that, they will help for level achieve anything we aspire for. Of course, this administration will embark on that. And moving forward, in terms of, because normally people they will say how many medals will not win. One, and the capacity for building capacity of both coaches, administrators, and the like. From there, then you will achieve, because we was not beating the day. So we're on that drive day, notwithstanding, we get achievement order in terms of winning medal internationally, but like every other discipline except football, there are always challenges in terms of government support. But let me just take it through. Last year, of course, we went to the Olympics, and looking at we just coming to office. We are just new in office. For the preparation to the Olympics, we did our best at the Olympics, because that a high performance level that one did. And looking at the fact that we just came, we didn't have enough time to prepare. So at least we reached a milestone. Because at least we'll go with, of course, it was on a white card. We progressed beyond the preliminary rounds. We went to the group stage, which was a milestone. Because contrary, we get similar opportunity. We go now. Preliminary rounds, then bowl it out. So we went to the group stage. Really, you will compete against world class athletes. Like for Sierra Leone, the athletes will go with Georgiana. She competed. She was in the same meet with we win. Julian Alfred, we win the 100 meter at the world. So that was a milestone, because if you don't compete against the two parties and then at the world, the whole camera, the whole world attention would be on me, because they knew she was a better contender, Julian. So the whole world focus on every event we go on. So that was a milestone for Sierra Leone, competing against Nigeria. Moving further at the regional level, Region 2, of course, I mean, all the challenges when there last year, I think we made some progress there because we win about 3 medals. They say about everything and football. That's a great achievement. This year, we are on the plan. We could have attended the Region 2 also, but as always the case is support. Support is not. We didn't get the support to attend the game this year at the Region 2, and the CA Confederation of Africa Athletics, also the competition is pending in Abuja. It was scheduled in Algeria, but it has now been scheduled to Nigeria. Also, we are still facing the same problem. Our attendance at international levels is being limited by unavailability of funds, which is not the making of this athletics association. So for the past 2 years we have been off because this is our 3rd to 4th year now, and we are now planning. Of course, the World Championship is ahead this November. We are also preparing for that. But let me tell you, like we were at the start of this interview, everything zero around preparation, capacity building, and proper planning. Of course, Sierra Leone over time we lack international artists, professional artists, because we not do much investment in sending artists to training camps international. When you look at countries like Nigeria, all over the place, they have artists. Countries that get better facilities past Sierra Leone, they have artists at advanced countries. So when you have artists at advanced countries, then you competing against top artists, then you will reach out to medals. But if you not get it, they will not get the facility here. The playing grounds here first, they more than playing grounds, not education in Sierra Leone, and we are not investing in developing our artists. So these are the challenges, and these are some of the achievements we have made so far since we came into office on the head. We just get a program at this month, this May month, we start for a full-day program, and we're going to G4G, Growth for Development, we're going to World Athletics Funded Project. We're basically in the zero around training of kids athletics. So legal business capacity. So we start with the training of coaches right across the country. At least we are targeting about 60 coaches, community coaches for kids right across the country. For this 4th month, that now engagement, we just do the planning. We meet, we just it was on Saturday. We had. We have those plans on hand, and we start for unfold. So this is the foundation for the development of any sport. If you don't reach out there, then you know they never achieve which they aspire for achieve. So we're very much on course. So that's what really the directive, the pathway with the association they had. We are on youth development, and then it will take time, at least 3-4 years, for label achieve the desired results. Most of these are capital intensive projects, and in most countries these projects are being undertaken by the government. Of course the federation can come inside, but it can come inside for getting facilities, and then when you have world-class athletes, let's say like for Botswana, now they get Tobogo, he's an international brand, you get all them branded and the world brand they follow him. When you get in a country, you get like Adidas who can say I go erect a facility here for now, I go there. But with Sierra Leone, in your case, because over time we have not been investing in development of youth. We have the talent, but the planning, we have missed the planning ever since, except now. So when you know get a kind of opportunity that you get a world-class artist, we get the international followership, we get international community there, where they pursue them, except you bring in government coming. And for Sierra Leone, this has been our nightmare. Okay, now let me tell you, the facility force in Sierra Leone is challenging. Even when Sierra Leone was in existence, I tell you as a coach, coming from a coaching background, this country, with the facilities that will be available in Sierra Leone, when you get top athletes, if it hits the headline as Sierra Leone, you train as Sierra Leone for 4 years, that athlete is injured. Of course, you get for lost athletes a day, because even before now, the facility there was not perfect, especially for the track. When you get top class athletes, junior athletes going through the ranks, when you expose them to that stadium, because the Tata was finished. So when you expose junior athletes to that Tata for 3-4 years, they compete there, obviously they injured because the Tata there was not good. And when you work all over the place, all around the country, except for Bo, but all over facilities where they train at the mud and it's empty. And that when you see the surface there, especially during the dries, it's so hard. And when actually train that ground contact, the impact on the athletes always injured. So they make over time before athletes leave this country and make it into the national team, because we don't get that youth development project over time, except now we try for institutions. Before the athlete reach in peak, is injured. So obviously, if you see go overseas, while they go, we get a case we get a victim of land because I don't get at least go through me. Before you go, he's injured. We remember what you remember for like healing, fair money, because the facility there is poor. As an association, for now, except government comes in and try to improve the facility. If the facilities are not there, it's going to impact us negatively in terms of development of athletics.
After where they fought hard for get in 1-1 draw against Senegal, the Queens of Sierra Leone don't book their spot inside the semi-finals of the Wafu 8 tournament inside Mauritania. The Liberia senior women's national team also don't get a spot inside the semi-finals of the 2025 tournament following a 1-1 draw against Mali on Monday the 26th May. Now for the international sports update. Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca gets strong word for indulters them as in team don't secure their first Champions League berth inside 3 seasons with the youngest team inside the Premier League history. They don't detain one man after a motorcar collide with pedestrians them inside Liverpool City Centre during Liverpool FC the Premier League victory parade on Monday. Several police motorcar and ambulance they respond to the incident na Water Street. Now inside tennis, Carlos Alcaraz don't produce a usual mix of poise, peace and power for sea of Italian Giulio Zepari 6-3, 6-4, 6-2 and reach the second round of the French Open. Rafael Nadal then get one reception as the king of the clay after he stepped na the court for the final time inside one ceremony for celebrating career na the French Open. Now all this we get for you inside this edition of the Today Show Sports Update on Slick TV channel 37 with me.
Thank you, Mohamed Kolia, for the sports. Later in the show, in your headline review segment, IMF reportedly bans Salone, but who that cause them and how? We'll find out in my analysis shortly later. And we also get entertainment lined up for you, plus a host of other updates. Quickly though, we'll take you through a travel schedule for Wednesday. This is now for help guide you travel precisely for the smooth and let you prepare early for that smooth and safe travel day. Now let's start with 1:30 a.m. Royal Air Maroc, flight AT563/4. We go left Freetown and reach Casablanca at 4:40 a.m. with a final arrival at 5:40 a.m. That's about an hour flight from Freetown International Airport, Nalunge. At 5 a.m., Askai Airlines flight KP023 go left Banjul in the Gambia and stop na Freetown at 8:05 a.m. Accra and finally go reach Lome at 8:45 a.m. At 1 p.m., Askai Airlines flight KP042 will take off from Lome and at Togo, stop na Freetown, then it will be at around 3:55 p.m. and it will arrive na Banjul, the Gambia at 4:35 p.m. Also at 1 p.m., Askai Airlines flight KP040 go left Lomé and head to Accra and then to Freetown. At 1:30 p.m., Brussels Airlines flight SN243 go take off from Freetown, make stop na Monrovia, Liberia, and land in Brussels inside Belgium at 7:55 p.m. At 2:30 p.m., Kenya Airways flight KQ510/11 will left Nairobi, Kenya, stop na Accra, Ghana at 5:30 p.m. and it go reach Freetown at 6:30 p.m. This flight go back na Accra, Ghana and return to Nairobi, Kenya. At 4 p.m., Air Senegal flight HC213/4 will left Dakar, Senegal, reach Banjul, the Gambia at 6:55 p.m. and continue Camp Freetown at 7:50 p.m. Finally, at 8 p.m., Air Peace flight P47760/1 will left Freetown, will go Lagos, Nigeria, and reach 11 p.m. with a final arrival at 11:40 p.m. That's now all for your travel schedule. And use this information for prepare well and early for your safe trip. French people say bon voyage, and in English they say safe travel. Good luck. And now, we're going into the world of entertainment, and then, well, before entertainment, let me take you first to the law and rules will bind you in terms of distribution of property and asset and other things with lawyer A.R. Fofana in this edition, a continuation and part 3 of Know the Law, this episode.
In Islam, you have to be careful how you manage orphan in property. If you don't take time, what's in there behind that is serious. Let's proceed. Thank you. Again, 15% in accordance with customary law, Muslim law as applicable. If that property there, you get for deal with customary law, you understand, eh? Or 15% of that property, therefore share them according to customary law or what we call Muslim law, the Muhammad and Marriage Act, Muslim law. You know. Again, we proceed. We look at section 9. Without prejudice to section 7 and 8, and subject to subsection 2, surviving spouse and child to be entitled to a house or houses. It says where the estate includes one house only, the surviving spouse or child or both, as the case may be, shall be entitled to that house, and where it devolves to both spouse and child, they shall hold as a tenant in common. This is the one important thing. Now, one house someone, what the person there, now one house someone left. What did they say now? Yeah? As tenant in common, the key important thing, una all for live now the same house as tenant in common, meaning una all get the same share. You get some family members them, where the pa die, the woman dey, the pikin and dey, the woman they want take all thing. He say no, they are me mate pikin, they no care, they know their mama be don't left the pa before ever the pa die. But next question, who that die left the property? Not to the pa. If not the pa die left the property or left them property, then pikin they not entitled to them property. That's not the next question. Then say the law say if na one house, then for live as tenant in common. If the pa die he left house, when are the pikin no more, then the pikin them back for live as tenant in common. If then the rent, then for make sure say the rent and put them together, they know how they manage the rent. 14 for the maintenance and development of the house and that of the family. Not to just one person no more. The big one because he get influence, he get sababu. Now ain't just the old or because na in land book. The one they hold no land book, then the disadvantaged part them, they call them the marginalized group. Now the family. Or the disadvantaged one. People can go and say, but we now the sufferer there. We not get the faith for we because we no land book. We brother they own the land book and they don't take all thing. We sister the way the visa and they get and they don't take all thing. We proceed. Where the interstate is survived by a spouse and 2 or more children, the surviving spouse and children shall be entitled to the house as tenants in common, just like what Tabido explained. This is self-explanatory. Notwithstanding the provision of subsection 1, where there are 2 houses or more surviving spouses and children, the surviving spouses and children shall be entitled to the house as tenants in common. 2 wives or more wives, more picking them. What happen usually? Then you say, well, you know, how much room said in at the social? Well, una take this side. But you get some family members there, they always and then they fight for take the best side at the disadvantage of other people there. Not to so the law say. Not to so the law say. Where the estate includes more than 1 house, the surviving spouse or child or both of them, as the case may be, shall determine which of the houses shall be devolved to short spouse or child or both of them, and where it devolves to both spouse and child, they shall hold short house as tenants in common. No, well, you know, well, if now this particular mommy own picking them, now then for take care with the mommy, then take an aspect of that side there. But they all for live as tenants in common. One person no go just sit down and say, no thing. This place here, I dey go sell them. Where you sell you all the money, you go overseas. It can happen. But I tell the other one in the corner, I say, he don't know say they don't sell in a house. He say, me I don't know. Me I know if you are aware safe. He say, na court give order. He say, well, I don't know. He say, well, you go check back. You see, people in the suffer from Nentia. People they suffer every day. People in the streets, then people then get host them. What's important now is that by section 10, where an interstate is not survived by a spouse, child or grandchild, but survived by a parent or brother or sister, 75% of the estate shall be devolved to the parent and brother and sister in equal shares, and remaining 25% be distributed in accordance with customary or Muslim law as applicable.
All right, thank you very much, Lawyer A.R. Fofana, for taking us through the rules and laws on distribution that have been part 3 of that very rule day. So thank you very much to all the lawyers and where they contribute to educating us about what the law say. The endeavors are very great and we appreciate them so much. And now we'll go into how the entertainment world will unfold at national level and international level with the updates, gossips, and releases. Slim Pizzi is here.
Yo, what's up world, what's up everybody? I go by the name Sleep to the PZ with them vibes. You already know this at the corner right here on Slick TV, channel 37. Don't know. Boom! Yes, you know how we can do one week in, week out. Today again we get Boku na the plates. You ready? Let's get right into it. I want to talk about movies today. Well, I want to commend the movie producers in a salon, the movie directors them, the actors them, and so you with the watch support and also the Kamna Salon movie premiering events them for how far the movie thing they go right now. Yes. If you take a look at the quality of movies that right now we see Iranians then they produce, you will attest to the fact, say, we are getting there bit by bit. And for comments on production houses there where I don't see, Mr. don't like see some of the content them we don't put out there. One of which, if you look on the screen right now, you see a flyer of a movie titled Court. Well, this movie title Court, according to the producer winner Mohamed Jane, well, according to Ram, and the movie, the court way they refer to, now the FGM thing in a salon yaso, the female genital mutilation. We know something we don't go on for a very long period of time. It's a tradition for certain people. It's something they have been or they are still practicing. But according to Ion's story, it say then do without the pikin in consent. And of course, this movie then be done premiere on the 17th of this month in May, na the Freetown City Hall building. And of course, we look forward for see the complete movie on YouTube, as now the most Sierra Leoneans get access for watch film right now. But let's just take a look at the snippet, and then when we come back, we get to another movie on the plate.
My name is Danita. I'm 13 years old, living in London. People tell me how the Lally Bush look like and we think it happened there.
What do you want for this tradition?
You see that me grand pikin dey? Na waka ika waka, and a small pikin we no know nothing but with tradition.
Give me a future, no use the blame. No. Tell me how to conquer.
Well, you know what will make me happy?
What?
A trip to Africa.
I will exalt thee, realm of the free. Great is the love we have for thee. Family united, ever we stand. Sing in that praise, O native land. Unama, what is wrong with our native land?
Such beautiful sounds. If only it were just about singing and dancing.
It's more than just to sing and dance. Waiting are you business with her? When I'm going to
That is Court for you, my brother, Mohamed Jane. Good job. And also every actor and actress on that very movie. Let's take another thing on the plate. Let me talk about Bome. What called Bome? What do you think about? We get I think two sides where I know of when Bome. We get the Western Bome and then we get the Eastern Bome. But let's get to the movie thingy. So Bome again on the screen right now, you can see the flyer. And premiere on May the 24th, this 2025, now the same City Hall building, of course. According to the directors and the people who make this film, they say that it's a Sierra Leonean series where they talk about gritty, bold, and unapologetically real. The crime political drama dives into the dark, unbearable of Freetown, where power, corruption, and survival collide. Set around the infamous Bome dump site, the series exposed the raw truth behind political, street life, and the pursuit of justice. We are high-quality visuals, intense performance, and gripping storytelling. Bome series is a game changer. So this series is dope. Me, I don't watch the thriller, and I think it's top-notch. But I'll make you watch them and you tell me what you think about them. Instead, as I say, they don't premiere them and it will be on the YouTube platform pretty soon.
Look, in Sebome, anything with dirty butter, clean thing in the under. Anything with clean butter, dirty thing in the under.
I don't even know why my predecessors had not removed that dump site from where it was.
Tell IGC Bome the greater. Bome our country on your own. You know, to citizen and you know get right for seller.
I believe this is the right time for us to transform the existence of Bome to history, dead, buried, and eternally forgotten.
Now you're talking.
The suspect from the case you are investigating is a package.
You must hand over to me.
I don't understand. Like,
she must not be charged to a court of law.
We're rather unfortunate, ma'am. That's the legal procedure as entrenched in the Constitution.
And so, I am ordering you to act illegally contrary to the Constitution.
So imagine if I legal complaint now. There will definitely be adjournment. And in the interim, they are surely going to burn and destroy the lives and properties of innocent people who might know a thing or two about their dealings.
So, with the just concluded mayhem and killings among their sons and daughters, what do you think will happen?
They might sell millions because youths from this part of the world are obsessed with stuffs that drive them crazy.
Mama, how come we can't English now? So mommy, it's that bloody bad.
And so yesterday I really talk on the phone. Say VP na shorty pa kush business.
Alright, so that is Bome. I'm telling you, Sierra Leonean movie producers, actors and actresses, and they really do well. They are doing an amazing job. I want to commend them so far. Another movie where I watch where I'm like, nah, this is top notch. Well, this is not 2-in-1. This is produced by Lima's Diary and then call this film Love in a Glass. All right. This movie don't come out for 1 month now on YouTube, and I tell you what, it gets 48,000 views on YouTube. The number is dope. YouTube now one platform for make you pull such number, easy. It tells you that people are really enjoying Sierra Leonean material, Sierra Leonean content. When you watch the film, you get for know waiting and waiting the inside. Let's take a look at the thriller and then come back.
Her real name is Ibrahim Al-Ghali.
I didn't talk about being a court woman because I don't want that to define how disciplined, faithful and committed we should be towards each other.
Well, we are here strictly on obstruction of justice with regards to traffic laws.
Oponda has always been a very good lawyer. Very good friend. A very good doctor. I don't know why I feel like she tricked me into this marriage.
So that is Love in a Glass for you, produced by Lima's Diary. And of course on this film, I see the actor Mohamed Jane. We get Mohamed Jane production. These are just 3 movies. From time to time, I'm going to recommend or bring you movies that are doing well. And I mean, the production quality is there. There was one thing I really like to look at when it comes to Sierra Leonean movie. When they see it's mostly just this village kind of movie, village setting. And then sometimes the tradition and culture not being suited with kind Sierra Leonean culture. But I think with this type of movies, we are getting there. Let's keep doing it this way, my brothers and sisters, in this movie, thingy, okay? So go and watch the movies there when them they on them platforms them. Of course, out of these 3, Love in a Glass is out on YouTube. Go and watch and enjoy. But Court is not yet out, and the other movie I talked about, which is Bome, is not yet out. They will be uploading the series from time to time. This is not all waiting day inside the basket corner. Today, my name is Ibrahim Kagbo. You call me Slim Pizzy with them vibes. So we'll link up again. I'm signing out. Blessings.
Okay, thank you to Slim Peasy for the ENT updates. Some nice movies from Sierra Leone these days, eh? I'm tempted to even, anyways, I'm not going to disclose all that to you. Now going to the headline review now with James Kamaramane, where there with me for go through some of the stories where don't make the hype, some on the lows, but let's bring them up to life.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon. So we go look at one of the stories where the National Revenue Authority may get the stress on registration identity management. Then talk about how businesses for do the registrations, especially for businesses that we get the same name or similar surname. And then we talk, say, during the interim, it can be very, very challenging. But when we get to reporter, we may go out there and put a report together. We're in a Paulina Samba. Make we listen to them.
This National Investment Board public-private dialogue session now been for address the challenge them inside business registration and facilitation process them na salon. For sake of that, Christiana K. Jallo, when the Assistant Commissioner na the National Revenue Authority say, for follow proper registration process them go enhance transparency, pull error then come out and make sure say business then get proper documents them way for support effective tax and supervision. It commits NRA for reduce the delay inside business registration process and same way so advise the business applicants them for comply with the official guidelines for minimize administrative difficulties.
What is disturbing people over time is the fact that people sometimes don't want to give information that they think is personal. Now, we request for the maiden name, your mother's maiden name. That's a unique identifier in the ITA system. And why is it so? Because there are some names that are so plenty. We have Mohamed Kamara, Fatmata Kamara, some of these names. If you go to the system, you have over thousands of them. So how do we know that this Mohamed Kamara is different from the other one? Sometimes even the middle name is the same. But most of the time, you cannot have a single mother giving the same name to two children. You will have Fatou Kamara as the mother. If they are both, they cannot be both Mohamed Kamara and Mohamed Kamara. It can happen in the case of the father. So that is why we have that unique identifier in the system. So if you come to the NIA and you fill all of those criteria, then the process, I think, would be seamless for you.
That come after Fatmata Marwa Sandi, Deputy Executive Director of the National Investment Board, outlined some challenge them where business people them complain about registration na the country. He called for action them for help for reform and support small business them where he consider for be the backbone of the salon economy. This dialogue, as he say, now for shape policy and strategy them for business administration and make sure say government ministries, agencies, NGOs, private sector representative them, and development partner them contribute to necessary change.
With such a significant transition, it is only natural that we have faced some challenges. What we might call a shock to the system. I've personally received calls and heard concerns, even had some heated exchanges in groups sometimes, all highlighting issues and delays and inefficiencies in our current processes. But today, it's about moving forward. We're here to have constructive conversations, to tell you where we are, where we're going, to identify challenges, share experiences, and most importantly, propose solutions that will help us create a more seamless, efficient, and investor-friendly system. The NIB views the private sector not just as a stakeholder, but as partners in national development. Through continued dialogue like this, we aim to shape policies and practices that work better for all.
Executive Director of National Investments Board, Dr. Edward Hinga Sandy, described the public-private dialogue session as a milestone for foster investor-friendly environment. Business registration is say now fundamental for unlock entrepreneurship outside barrier dende or for reduce them. That is say na the key mandate of the board.
Today's dialogue marks an important milestone in our collective journey towards an inclusive, responsive, and investor-friendly economic system. Business registration and facilitation processes are fundamental to unlocking entrepreneurship, enhancing formalization, attracting investment, and stimulating sustainable growth. These are not just administrative issues. They are transformative levers for economic empowerment. The NIB was established to lead and coordinate investment promotion and facilitation efforts in Sierra Leone. One of our core mandates is to support policy coherence, eliminate barriers to doing business, and work with both the public and private sectors to strengthen investor confidence. We have embarked on key reform programs to support private sector growth, such as developing a national investment strategy, coordinating both the Registration of Business Act 2007 and the Companies Act of 2009. We have done an investment policy review with recommendations contained therein as to how to reform the investment space. We are digitizing the business records to improve our turnaround time for name searches and for other services. We have started reaching out to our local councils to collaborate with them in improving on business registration processes and the issuance of business permits.
Officials then need for deeper engagement them between Investments Board, the Ministry of Local Government and local council them for make sure say they get comprehensive and decentralized approach for facilitate business because according to them, the current administrative setback them, they hinder development.
There are many laws, several laws. We back on the 2002 Local Government Act. It will interest you to also know that we also have an issue with the Mines and Mineral Development Act. Why? Because all of these hinges on the lives of the local people, and the Ministry of Local Government and the community affairs have a responsibility to guide, protect, and direct the development of those local communities. So anything that has to do with those communities, I will direct bearing to this ministry. So for me, my suggestion here this morning is that we have to engage, we have to dialogue, we have to sit back and develop comprehensive policies.
Thank you very much. A good follow we get to registrations there.
Right.
And Mokuno gets clash of names. I think NRA they find it very difficult to make they get a clear registration entities them. It's a clear name, clear distinctions.
And the problem we may even get about registration of businesses in a salon, they get two. Well, then the government will tell you, we have synchronized them. We don't try to put them together, but you get too many entities doing almost the same job, duplicating each other's effort. But anyways, moving forward now to the next story.
We got a story, very eye-catching one. Now the New Age newspaper. They say a state house implicated over $60 million payments to Ali Mubari causes IMF suspension. Patrick, can you remember that few months back.
And that's in page 8 of New Age newspaper.
Yeah, New Page.
Page 8.
You got a full story there. We'll discuss the story. Just a background of the story. IMF let me pay a visit that in February to the Ministry of Finance for check on their funding and to see whether they meet the criteria the way they be set. IMF may put a press release say they don't meet the criteria the way they set, and so therefore they will go and come back in June for see whether they meet those criteria. But in that investigation, according to New Age newspaper, they can find out between November and December 2024, that was last year, find out Ministry of Finance pay a huge sum, according to the front page, over $60 million payments to somebody we name
Ali Mubari, the CEO of Pavifort.
Yes, Pavifort. And because of that, IMF say they will suspend Sierra Leone from funding with immediate effect until June, when they will rectify and meet the criteria. What do you think that they mean for Salone?
So it means if IMF don't begin to take these measures, more problems will get for continuing for Salone.
Yeah.
Because this is a problem that is not going to be felt by the authorities, but rather the larger population of Sierra Leone. So it goes back to the issue of corrupt elements within the society. Anyways, now the World Bank don't suspend Sierra Leone according to reports. This story being reported by the New Age newspaper. Go to page 8 if you get a copy, page 8 of that story.
Yes, I will see the editor and chief of the New Age, and that is Thomas Dixon. He also doubles as the chairman for the Guild of Editors. I mean, take on a tweet page, he says Sierra Leone is suspended from all IMF programs, which has also affected all World Bank activities in the country. This is very important. If World Bank activities have been suspended, or have been affected because of this.
IMF and World Bank now like midfielder them, 5 and 6.
5 and 6. So
defense and midfield. The defender looks forward to the midfielder. The midfielder they distributes so now like that's what IMF and World Bank.
Yeah, sure. Just so imagine now say IMF and World Bank activities and Salone don't be affected. We see it continue. We say this was made. This was made known to Minister of Finance, Sierra Leone, by the IMF team that visited the country in April. Said the result for the suspension was because of a massive payment that was made to one Ali Mubari, who is the owner of Pavifort. We will stop there. And in the reports from the newspaper, it talks because Ali Mubari, quote unquote, that he is very close to the corridor of power. So that makes the State House give a nod for them pay that huge sum over $60 million.
And somebody somewhere might be benefiting from
imagine what did they pay this money for allegedly for road. But the road, I don't know whether you don't see them or you don't pass there.
That now waiting IMF say they don't see the road.
They don't see the road.
And the reason for the suspension. Why when I go give money such amounts over about $60 million and we don't see the road.
Yeah. So I feel this night call for ACC, in fact. Very huge call for them.
But here, you remember Lara Tilopias investigated the office of the president?
Yeah, sure.
It brought her some very serious and now see how it ended. And
so one for
would I go now dare for investigate the office of the president?
Service reports for 2024 go catch this one as well.
All right.
Okay. But we'll move on to the next one. We see one for a renowned lawyer, Asadon.
President of Lawyers
Association.
Yes.
Augustine Soi Sengemara. You know, a comment, because it's been a while and we know there is a comment on the recent issues between the First Lady and Koidu Holdings. And he took to his Twitter page this morning, and X page this morning. This is what he say. He say it has been following. He said I have been following the exchanges between the office of the First Lady and Koidu Octia Limited. It is concerning that the government of Sierra Leone, which should be safeguarding citizens' rights and also protecting investors and fostering a conducive business environment, seems to be visibly absent from this discussion. It is disappointing that the government, as the duty bearer, has opted for the silence and inaction, leaving both parties to deal with the consequences of its neglect. Our government must do better. Now, it mentioned two things, that this Octia or Koindu, a private entity. Whilst we have a member of
they can do business.
Yes, they can do business, and they get somebody from the public when an individual. They get issues. And the government will be the DTBR, will for hold the balance, remain silent up to now.
Perhaps because of the involvement of the First Lady.
First Lady.
Had it been somebody else?
Maybe therefore don't take action. But you think saying it really wise enough for government to be silent up to now? Imagine taking with the First Lady.
This question we don't ask on numerous occasions, and yet no government official will ever come up with the answer, and not even speaking on the issue right now. And it's, for some people, their responses to this, it has been pathetic, and say what, not too fair and friendly to the people of Sierra Leone anymore.
And more than a week now, up to now, the two parties, the lawyers, issue a long
responses
threatening about court actions and also making demands. You know, the First Lady and lawyer demand 50 million within 4 days and with apologies. Why
Koidu ask for 20 million?
Also demand 20 million the face court action for damages. This is serious, and nobody's saying anything, as you say.
There's hardly a dull moment in Sierra Leone in terms of drama.
Very dull moment. So we don't know whether the government could sit down till they sue the First Lady to court. Or
the First Lady sue a company, an investor to court.
Yes, and what that could mean again for 4 incumbents if this is happening? And
one, it would be a precedent that you cannot just take the Sierra Leoneans for granted. Yeah. But again, business people, and they talk to themselves.
Yeah.
That they will go for talk to incumbents. I'm going to that country. We go in, so they go for due. And then they will go for investments in Sierra Leone. Yeah. But it now take me to the model where Traoré, they don't initiate Burkina Faso. Yeah. Now nationalizing including Amadou Doumbouya na Guinea, nationalizing every business, particularly the mining industry, and making sure that the people of the country benefit from it, absolutely, and not being swindled by these foreign entities where they come claim like say they like your country, you get fined anyway.
So it's hard time for Lesa to take charge of the mining sector. It's citizens have been calling that government need to take charge. It's time now because we need to set precedent for say our mining sector should be owned by us and should be controlled by us.
Okay. Thank you very much, James Kamaramane, for taking you through this review part of with today's show. It's been the headline review. And thank you very much to the production team. This is now how we go end today, this Tuesday edition of the Today Show. We shall be right back tomorrow with a fresh edition. We are always here to give you the very best in terms of information and educating you. Until then, thank you also to you. We don't take time for what the show. Me and Patrick Salia.
And me and James Kamaramane.
Goodbye for now. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah! Make some noise for Caliban in the building! Let's get it!
Watch out!
Yeah!
Cali!
Yeah! Cali!
Where did this, where did that, where did I can't skull get son
like a Paulo!
I send sense kill beats, let them die.
Say what?
Let them wear children, let them die.
Say what?
Miss Wagner like good to a big.
No
feel, no goal, but I kick game. Any same way I ball bone a big game.
What?
Not a complex man for a big game.
Alright!
I learn then I go to that.
Why?
Go back to school when I take.
Make some noise!
For the beats like a man.
Say what?
Call me Machiavelli, I'm a hype. You still have not the city, you na babe.
Yeah!
You have fun over me in a bottle. Sammy team no get laugh, we don't take shit. Any same way I battle, I go take.